Thanks for coming, and I want to start off like I normally do with thanking our crowd. A noon game against a MAC opponent, and still every seat was filled. And I keep hearing about how student bodies across the country aren't showing up in games. Ours certainly is, and I want to thank them and never take them for granted. Because when they look up there, they won't be there for you. So I think a big reason why we jumped out fast was of the environment created by our students and our fans. So I just want to make sure we show our appreciation. Thought our guys played well. Obviously, a little talent advantage, but we had to have a game like this. Normally that's a first game, especially when you have a young quarterback and young offensive line. But glad we played. We did like we did. I thought we would after the week of practice we had. We've all been in those games where you're just sloppy for the first 30 minutes, and it wasn't that case. So time to move on. Bye week, and then get ready. I watched Cincinnati last night, and they're a very talented team, so we're going to put everything we can to win that game here in 2 weeks.
Front row, Bill.
Other than getting a win, what did you really want to see today, and what did you really learn about your team today?
A fast start and see guys play. There's a lot of guys. We want to get a lot of reps, and with the young receivers from the Corey Smith to the Michael Thomas continues to improve. We wanted to get Nick Vanette the ball in his hand a little bit. We did not play Jeff Hireman. He was hurt. Probably could have played him, but we made the decision to sit him. He has a stress reaction in his foot, same foot where he had surgery. So he'll be back ready to go in 2 weeks. So I think we made the right decision. We're going to sit him this week as well. And then Monday, Cincinnati week will be full speed. So I wanted to see a quick start. I wanted to see some young players play, and even players that are considered starters here. Just so many guys out there, from the Billy Prices to the Darryl Baldwins, just want to get a lot of reps, and we did that today.
Standing left, Austin.
Urban, can you provide any insight on what has happened with Noah Spence? Do you have what would be the impact moving forward if you can't?
Yeah, that was a sucker punch when I got that phone call. It happened late in the week. Obviously, we're getting ready to play a game. We'll know more. I don't know much other than he was declared and he couldn't play for this weekend. And what's the future hold for him, I don't know.
Right, Tim.
Urban, as you watched your defense play today, what stood out to them, to you, as far as like effort, etc.?
Yeah, I think effort was good. I think we denied throws. That's where the challenge I have for it. You're really going to be challenged in 2 weeks with that Cincinnati group of receivers and a quarterback, but I think everybody's heard me say I just want to challenge throws, and I thought you saw that today. Once again, not taking anything away from Kent, our opponent, but obviously overmatch him a little bit. I wanted to see what I saw, and it seemed like they had a hard time moving the ball in this, which they should have.
Far left, Ari.
Urban, at the end of the first quarter, you had 8 different receivers catching pass, running backs all over the place. I know that was part of your plan to get as many people touches, but is that kind of the plan to win that you guys need to follow moving forward to get, spread this ball around to those guys? And
I think so. You have mixed emotions about having that one guy that's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher in the past. We haven't. I think Carlos, people told me, was their first 1,000-yard rusher. That doesn't mean we've always been kind of top 10 in American rushing. We just spread it around a little bit. So I got the mixed emotions. Zeke's our starting tailback. We only had 7 carries. Curtis Salmon, we started feeding to him. I think he had a really good future here. He got 100 yards. And we have a group of 6 receivers who are kind of in a rotation right now. So receivers, you want to have rotation. Receiver, the way we ask them to play, really shouldn't play more than 35, 40 plays a game. Tailback, I think we've settled in on 2 that are going to be kind of our workhorses for us. And we're still kind of trying to figure out who we are offensively. The identity was clear 2 years ago, and it was Braxton Miller right, Braxton Miller left, because that was kind of our best player. Last year we developed this big tailback and a really good offensive line, so that identity was started. I still, at this point, I think we have a lot of speed. You can tell us we're trying to get guys in open space to see what they can do. Because you got Jalen Marshall, who's a very talented guy, Daunte Wilson. I can go down the list, but we're still trying to get our hands on exactly who's going to touch them.
Second row right, Dom.
Can you talk about J.T.'s day? Tied the record, rather, set by Kenny last year. 6 touchdown passes. Just what you saw that you liked today?
Yeah, on purpose, and that was early in the first half. I wanted to throw a lot. I wanted to force him to make plays and receivers. And it's not just him; it's the whole combination of quarterback and receivers. And I thought he played good. I thought there was a couple misses too now that we could have had. But a young quarterback needs to do that. And we actually did some empty. I think he'd be a good empty quarterback, 5 receiver set. So we're still, once again, figuring out exactly how we're going to be moving the ball as an offense once we start getting to the Big Ten season.
Front row left, Bob.
Urban, is a game like this, a lot of times there's questions about value in these games. When you have a young quarterback like that, does that put more value on a game like this, just for getting him the reps?
I hope these games don't, somebody was always should play him, and I was at Bowling Green, and I think you should play him. I think we played very well today. That doesn't mean Kent on a great day might, you've seen it before, or else there's a shocker. So I like it as a first game normally, especially, you can't forecast when you make these scheduling that you're going to have a new quarterback and a young offensive line, but this is what the doctor ordered when you do have young people that you have to get ready to play.
Front row middle, Todd.
Urban, you're going into the bye week with some time to figure some more things out. You played an unconventional team in Navy, a decent team in Quad Tech, and an overmatched team today. Where are you guys at? Are you happy where you're at going into this bye week?
That's a great question, and we're gonna practice hard this week. A lot of what you do on a bye week is depending on what kind of team you have. But our guys need repetitions. Football is a game of it's organized chaos out there, and more often you can get players in those situations. Like on a Tuesday practice last Tuesday, I went 55 play, ones on ones, twos on twos, and I've never really done that before. I didn't script it that way. I was watching them practice. I'm looking at these young players out there who need to get off, get the coaches off the field and let them play. So I'm trying to get our players as many reps as possible by the time we get to the Big Ten season. And this was a great opportunity for that. So where are we? Do I like where we're at? I think so. We're 2-1. You still have a sick feeling in your stomach about last week, but we're moving forward, and I see a lot of young guys that are going to have great futures at Ohio State.
Far left standing, Doug.
Urban, how would you describe how your team did handle this week, what their mood was, and how good do you want them to feel after a day like today?
I want to feel good and go into the bye week and enjoy their families and show up ready to go this week. So I thought they handled it very well. One indication is how they came out. But the thing I keep going back to, Doug, not to keep changing where we're headed, but I've seen places where all of a sudden that stadium's half full. There's disinterest involved. That stadium was packed, and our players fed off of that. We had the skull session. You see all those people there, and that does wake you up and get you going. It was a noon game against a MAC school. There's a tendency to have zero enthusiasm and energy in the stadium. That wasn't the case. So they responded well to the week and certainly to the day.
Last question, far right, Clay.
Yeah, Coach, playing that many players, did you see something from someone? Did you remark to one of your guys, I didn't know he could do that, playing almost everybody in the rotation?
I was giving Dontre, Jalen, and Curtis Samuel a hard time. They got caught today, each one of them. So we'll catch one guy got caught by a punter, I think. So we'll give those guys a hard time. But, I'm really excited about our young skill. And I was hoping to try to get Buckeye Nation in the stadium to see some of those guys out in open space. And Curtis Samuel and Dontre and Jalen are just off the top of my head guys I'm excited about to get out in open space. Undefined.
Coach,
Thank you very much.